Hey, this is Brook and Kiora from Second Act Sisters. We're thrilled to have you here. In this episode, we continue our conversation on a topic that's deeply personal to both of us, reflecting on our experiences over the past 28 years. Join us as we delve into the dynamics of balancing work outside the home and being a stay-at-home mom and wife. So grab a seat, relax, and enjoy as we share our journey. All right, let's jump right into highs and lows. Kiora, go for it.
Okay, my high for this week was I got my windows cleaned.
Ooh.
I know it's a silly thing, but with my view, if the windows aren't clean, I know it.
Yeah.
And so I got my windows clean.
Yay.
And my low is that we still don't have any rain and we so need it.
I'll pray for some rain for you. We got a little tiny sprinkle on Wednesday, I think it was. It was kind of cooler, like 15 degrees cooler than it had been.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then it rained for maybe 10 minutes and then it was done.
Nice.
It was a little bit.
High wind warning this week with fire. So,
ooh.
Yeah, super fun.
Yuck. So my high this week is my newfound freedom to work from home more days during the week. So less commute, more work from home. So great with my new job. And then Milo, I'm going to go with the heat. I know that was yours last time, but I
know it's such
I am not a heat person. Give me the snow and the cold any day. This is killing me.
Okay, I can do without the snow and the cold, but yeah, that's too hot. Just cooler, like 60s.
Yeah, 60s great. All right, so today we're going to kind of jump into how we did all the things.
Okay. All of the things.
Let's start with laundry. How did you guys do laundry as a person who was home all day? How did that look for you?
Okay, so we all have our little OCD moments, right? So laundry is my one of them. And I had to find with 4 children how to manage it.
That's a lot of laundry.
That's a lot of laundry. It was probably 12 loads that I'd do on the days I did laundry. So I had a set schedule where we did it twice a week. It was like Mondays and Thursdays or something like that. And currently it's Mondays and Thursdays. I would do the laundry and I would do it all. We'd start in the morning. We would do sheets. We'd do towels. We'd do everything. So It really was like 12 loads.
Yeah.
But the OCD part of me ironed everything for like 10 years. Like
Kiora.
Sheets, pajamas, kids' clothes, No
wonder it took you all day.
So I would fold it and put it on our bed, and then the kids would come and put it away. It was their responsibility to put it away, and that meant away, not just
throw it in your room in a pile.
And so that worked really well. And then when they were like 12 or 13, they always helped with the laundry. But at that age, then they started becoming responsible for their own.
Yeah.
And so they just couldn't do it the days I was doing it.
Right.
And if they wanted me to do their laundry, it was their responsibility to bring it to me on those days. Because, sometimes their life gets crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And so I didn't mind helping them do their laundry occasionally. But if they didn't bring it to me, I didn't help. I wasn't go find it.
Yeah.
And so I had one son who figured out if he started his laundry the night before I did laundry, chances were pretty good I'd finish it because I needed the machine.
I pretty much can guess who that was.
Oh, I'm sure. He would still be the same way. But that's kind of how we did it. And, we learned some pointers about putting spray and wash in their bedrooms so that they can spray it before they put it in the laundry.
Yes.
So then it has sat with the spray cleaner on it and it's ready to be laundered.
So smart.
So little secrets to figure out.
That's right. We kind of had some similarities there. We have some crossover. Because I was working and not like all the time home during the day, I had always a schedule, because if there's no schedule, then things don't get done. But So our schedule was like Mondays were for whites, Tuesdays were for darks, et cetera, et cetera. Saturdays were always for the sheets. So everybody would strip their bed. We'd wash the sheets, put the sheets back on, or put new sheets on while the other ones were washing. And the kids started helping put their laundry away as soon as they were able to. So like at 3, we'd take their basket in and I'd say, okay, where do your socks go? And they'd put their socks away and stuff. And then they started to help fold the laundry. I'd say most of the time, by the time they were 8, but when they were little and I was doing laundry and we were watching a show together, they would sit and help fold as best they could when they were little. I'd always have to refold everything, but they were involved. And then when the kids were like 12, 13, they got to have their own day to start doing their laundry. But they could always throw something in, like if they didn't get it done and they knew I was doing whites, they could throw their stuff in and I would do it. And then, if you missed your day, you could always trade with someone or start your laundry when everybody else was done doing theirs. So, yeah, that's how it worked.
Yes, it did. And I think one of the most important things, like you said, was teaching them to do it.
Yes.
Having them help you fold clothes. With my granddaughters, when she's here, she helps me fold the clothes.
Yeah.
Typically, I do after we do them, but she's getting really good at washcloths.
Yeah, that's where to start them is washcloth, or pairing the socks up, finding the matches, because it's kind of like playing memory. Can you find the matches to all the sockses?
Well, she's so cute. So, yeah, but you have to teach them young. That's how they do it. Yeah. And to them, it's like, I'm getting to hang out with mom.
Yeah, it's a game. It's
not work.
Almost. Yeah. Yeah. How about the housework? How'd that work?
Okay, so I've been really blessed, and we haven't always, but 90% of the time we've had a house cleaner that comes in every 2 weeks or once a month. It depends on where we were in life.
Right.
Okay, another little controlling thing of mine is a clean house, and I had to let go of a lot of that when I had children, because you just do. But I always, that one day or twice a month that she would come, I just knew that it was clean down to the very depths of everything. And so I felt good about it. But then we kept it up in between. We had a St. Bernard, a long-haired St. Bernard that would shed like 5 or 6 teenage girls. And so we had to vacuum every day.
Yes.
And so we still did a lot of cleaning. We kept everything up. It was tidy. And so there was a lot of cleaning in between. But I never had them do my children's rooms. To me, that was their job.
Yeah. They got time, right?
Yep. Saturday morning, you can vacuum, you can dust.
Yeah.
You can clean your room.
Oh, that's good. Then they learn how to do it.
Yes.
So that it's not like a completely foreign concept when they move out.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, again, we had a schedule. I had it was just a huge picture frame that I put a piece of paper behind the picture frame. And then I had a friend. At the time, I did not have a Cricut, but I had a friend who had like a commercial size vinyl cutter. And she made me this grid that was a weekly calendar grid. And then the columns were our names so that we could write by the day people's things in there. And there was a schedule for the chores. And so every day, every person, including Paul and myself, had 2 jobs to do, whether it was emptying the trash cans and picking up the dog poop, or dusting and vacuuming, or whatever it was. There were 2 jobs, and you just had to get them done at some point during the day. And so the house got cleaned on a regular basis throughout the week. It was never like a big job on Saturdays. We did it throughout the week because everybody has a half an hour during the day where they can do some kind of a chore. So that's how we did it. And then once a month, everybody would be assigned what I would consider a deep cleaning chore. So like wiping down the baseboards or cleaning off the fans and the lights, fixtures, and things like that. So that's how we did it. When the kids were like really little, before they went to school, and even like through maybe 2nd grade, every night before bed, it'd be pick up your toys. We do the cleanup song, clean up, everybody, everywhere. Anyway, we'd put all the stuff away so that they went to bed in a clean room. There were times when and her friends would play Barbies, and they'd have the whole thing set up in her room. Mom, can we please keep it up for a few days? Yes, because I know how much time it takes to set up Barbie Town.
Yep.
or the Rescue Heroes station, or whatever it was, the racetrack, the train track, whatever. So, and then every Saturday you were expected to have a clean room, meaning all of your laundry's been put away, all the papers cleaned up, tidied up. Just have a really clean room so you're starting the week out fresh and clean and organized. It just feels nice. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was going to throw in, my family always made fun of me because right before the house cleaner would come, we would do like
the mad dash clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why are you cleaning? She is coming. I'm like, this is not her responsibility.
Mm-mm.
Picking up your stuff is not her responsibility.
Yeah. If she's having to pick up your dirty underwear, not cool.
Not cool. So, but it was good.
That's good. That's nice.
Okay. And let's move on to cooking. It is not my favorite thing.
I love cooking.
So it has been an adventure. So why don't you start? Because you that's your thing.
Okay. So I involved the kids and Paul, of course, in the planning of the meals. I would ask the kids on Sunday what food items they wanted on their grocery list for lunches or what meals they wanted for dinner. So that they felt like they had an input, and also to give me ideas so I didn't have to think of it all on my own. And that's how I would make my shopping list also. So cooking goes kind of hand in hand with my shopping. And then while I was preparing dinner, I would have the kids help with things like peeling or stirring or timing things, just so that they were learning how to cook, especially if it was their favorite thing to eat. And then we had a rule at our house that whoever did the cooking didn't have to do the cleaning. And so whoever cleans up after me and Paul are really lucky because we kind of clean as we go. And the kids have started to figure that out, but there's still many adults and figuring it out a little bit. Yes. But the number one rule at my house is I have a big pet peeve about dirty dishes in the sink. It's like a no deal. So regardless of whether you're on cooking duty or cleaning duty, you're in charge of cleaning up your own plate, which means rinsing it off and putting it in the dishwasher. And my kids may or may not tell you that I had gone on the rampage many times tracking down whose dirty dish was in the sink. Like, just put it in the dishwasher. And if the dishwasher's going, then just wash it and put it away. It takes less than 30 seconds. So that's it for me.
Yeah, my favorite is when they've seen me load the dishwasher and I walk away and they walk over and put it in the sink.
I know. We even have this little ceramic sign that flips back and forth. It says clean or dirty. So you don't even have to open the dishwasher to see if it's clean or dirty.
Yeah. Bless their hearts.
I know.
I love it when they move out and they call me back and they're like, okay, I get it, Mom.
Yeah, exactly.
So we did a lot of the same meal planning, and we'd sit down one day a week and I'd be like, okay, what do you want? And then they'd be like, I'm not hungry right now. I'm like, really? Serious? I don't care. Come up with something. Because that is my biggest pet peeve, is trying to come up with what to cook. If you can tell me what to cook, I'll cook it.
Yeah.
So we tried to come up with that. I found that we didn't always cook all the meals.
Yeah.
Things would come up and schedules would be weird. And so that was always frustrating. So even to this day, I'm probably better at it now because we don't have to cook for so many.
Yes.
But I only plan 2 or 3 items a week, and then we kind of work with it.
And we plan going out to dinner too, at least once a week.
Oh, for sure.
Do takeout or go out or something. So, yeah.
So, and involving the kids, they learn as they go. Even my daughter, who could burn water, is a fabulous cook now.
Yay! So, good job.
Yes, and I have one son who should have been a chef. So
he's pretty amazing at cooking.
Does it in the rest of his life. He's got enough time to do multiple things.
Yeah.
So, but that is not my favorite. But we do it, right?
Yes, we do. And I love it. And I love trying new foods, ethnic foods and stuff. So fun.
My theory is pancakes are okay for dinner. Throw in a protein.
Absolutely.
And I can't do it without my crock pot or my Instant at all.
Well, when you don't have an oven, they kind of are a big deal.
I don't even know if I had an oven now, if I'd know what to do with it.
I'll send you some recipes.
So moving on.
Shopping. We kind of talked about it a little bit, but what other things do you have to add to that?
I love shopping.
Oh, me too.
So bad. Anyway, I love shopping. So there was always the groceries, and I'd have the kids help make the grocery list and help find the stuff at the store. To this day, they still, if we all go to the store, they hold on to the cart. I'm like, oh, you learn.
I love it. I lose mine in the store now. They're too old. They go off and do their own things, and then they text me, where are you at?
Like, you don't have to hold on anymore. They're like, oh, no, we... Yeah. So, but I also, took into consideration kids' clothes, shopping for kids' clothes, and all the things, because there was a lot as you have little kids.
Yes.
So I'd found that I would sell my kids' clothes so that I could then fund the next season.
Yes.
If it wasn't being hand-me-down. And then buying for the next season, the previous season when they were on sale or clearance.
Mm-hmm. That's the best.
Yeah, you just stock up. And with little kids, you need a lot of clothes.
Yes. At least 2 outfits a day.
Yes, I watch my grandkids go through multiples. So I don't think there's ever too much.
No, I don't think so either.
So now I live in a small town where there isn't a lot of shopping. So I do it all online pretty much.
Yeah. I don't have an excuse, but I just like to be lazy and do it online. So, and then I can try it on when I feel like it and send it back if it doesn't work. So
if I really want to go to the mall, we head to Vegas. So
yeah,
we still do that sometimes.
My shopping is very similar to yours. Shopping ahead of season. Really the same.
Yeah. Well, and if you found a good deal on something, buy it in multiple sizes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Church shoes are
kids don't care.
It's fine if they're always the same.
Yeah. They wear them once a week. No, they don't care.
So
one tip for shopping, back to like the food thing, we would add food storage items to every shopping trip so that was just a constant and it wasn't a burden financially to keep growing or restocking the food storage.
Well, when you're first starting out, if you can probably come up with $5 a week.
Oh yeah,
to spend on
easily.
Buy 5 cans.
Yep. Especially when there's a case lot sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you just have to rotate.
Exactly. All right, let's talk about socializing with little kids versus now.
I know.
Or even with teenagers.
Yeah. I know for me, when I had little kids, I survived on socializing through my kids' friends' parents.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I connected with. We'd stay at the school after school and play. They'd play on the playground, and all the moms would stand around and talk.
Yep.
Those were my friends, but that was my kids' friends. And so I wanted to know the parents of, so it worked for many reasons.
Exactly.
Even as
we would become friends with our kids' friends as well, but I wasn't usually able to stay after school. So it was more of getting to know the kids when I was volunteering in the classroom, and sometimes their moms or dads would come in, and so I'd get to know them, or if they were in the ward or whatever. But if we invited kids over for a play date, I would always call up the parents and ask one of them to come to my home so that they could see where their kid was playing, and so we could introduce each other. And then likewise, if my kid was invited someplace, I would call the parents and say, do you mind if I come and just see where you live and introduce myself? And usually worked out. So
yeah. Okay, so now, how do you do it?
We have friends that we've been friends with for a long time, friends that used to live in our ward that have moved away now, but that we kept in touch with. So we socialize on the weekly. We have a set schedule with this particular set of friends, Warren and Kim, I'll say their names, they won't care, that we game every other Saturday with them and do some kind of dinner, whether it's going out or cooking something. They're fabulous cooks as well. We like to try fun things. And then on the other weekends, we will usually pair up with another couple that we've become friends with over the years and go to dinner or get together in a game or whatever, go to a concert, go to a movie. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Because we've moved so much, our friends have changed multiple times over the years. But I'm grateful for the friends we make. We gamed last night with a couple that we game with once a month. And, you know, it's just as simple. Bring your snacks, bring your games. And we learned a new game last night, so it was fun.
Ooh, what game did you learn?
It's one of Grandpa Beck's new ones.
Oh. I can't think. I've seen it on Instagram.
Something about treasures.
Yeah.
The cards are
hidden treasures.
Something like that.
No, something like that.
But the cards have all of the 80s stuff and that I remember seeing my grandma's or anyway. You got to look at the cards. Anyway, so we did that and we tried to do dinner, you know, once a month with a different couple that's from here. So we're trying to make friends. We've been here a while. But I found that not living by family for 20 years, we do a lot of family.
Yes.
So,
yes, you do.
My kids are over all the time and we do things with them and you can't get enough of the grandkids. So we do that.
Oh, I wouldn't know, but no, you can't. I can't get enough of your grandkids.
And so we do a lot of that, but we're trying to also be good about branching out. And a lot of it I've also found is supporting Adam at his events he has to go to as the wife. And so that's always an interesting time. It's good.
Yeah.
You know? And gosh, I can't think of anything else. And I'm here all the time.
Oh, yes.
So
you
that
always
is a
have
lot of my socializing.
Yeah. And it's a different ball game making friends as an older person than it is
well, and without kids
person,
to kind of break the ice there.
Yeah. But I love meeting people and I love making new friends and connections, and it's always fun to learn from other people.
Yeah. No, it's so fun.
Through those friendships.
So, and what is it? I saw a meme the other day that was something about friends as adults doesn't mean talking every day, but texting like 20 times a day.
Right.
So that's totally it.
Exactly. Yep.
So, okay. So what's next?
Calendaring and organizing.
You want to go or you want me to go?
Hey, you know what? If it's not on the calendar, the chances of it happening are pretty nil.
My nephew lived here a year and a half and he picked up on that right away. Yeah. He's like, would you put this on your calendar?
I had a friend once who is not a planner, very spontaneous. And she would send me a text or call me and say, hey, do you want to go do this tonight? And I swear she only ever called me on nights that I actually had stuff going on. But I'm busy. I work. And I was the Relief Society president at the time. So I was very busy. And like after the fifth or sixth time of her asking if I wanted to go do this thing on the spur of the moment, last minute tonight, and me telling her no because I was busy, she said, you never have time for anything. And I'm like, actually, I do. You just need to let me know a month ahead. I am really literally scheduled a month out.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't have time for that. And was really upset with me. And so I'm sorry, but that's how I work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Well, everybody knows I have a physical planner that lives in the kitchen and moves around. And if it's not in there, it's not going to happen. And there's something in my brain that if I physically write it down, I pretty much remember it.
Yes. Yes. I write it down and then I put it on my phone calendar, my Google calendar as well, with an alert, a reminder. And if it's something that's a month out, I will put a reminder the week before.
That's smart. But
then, if anybody asks if we're available, my my go-to saying is, let me check my calendar and I'll get back with you.
Yep.
And my husband knows and my kids know, you got to let me know so it can be on the calendar or I won't be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even sometimes if it's on my calendar, I still won't be there because I'll forget. Not very often, but occasionally.
Well, we've tried to schedule things before and have had other people's stuff not on the calendar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's usually the other people's things that don't make it to the calendar that throw the wrench in the plan. Yeah.
So, but it's my favorite. I've got it color coded for which member of the family, and it's how we roll over here. I might
And it makes
eventually try I did years ago online, on my phone, and I just can't do it. There's a few things like, you'll send me appointments and stuff on there, but most of the time it's in my book.
That's good.
So
that's
good. What works for me. And I'm trying to be better about scheduling more me time.
I have done a huge shift over the last probably 5 years about making sure to schedule me time, whether it's a massage, coaching, therapy, whatever.
Yeah.
Nails.
Yep. Nails, attending the temple, moving my body. If I don't put it on the calendar, it's not going to happen. So
yeah,
I make it happen.
True. Let's talk about callings.
Okay. Go for it, lady.
Me again? Okay. I get to go first again?
Okay, I'll go. Anyway,
you go first.
I love serving in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Amen.
And I think I've always loved doing it, but my passion for it has grown as I've gotten a little bit older, maybe because I have a little more time and maybe, it's not so stressful trying to fit it in. But service is my favorite thing. And I've found that it's an answer to many prayers. So, and it's fun and challenging, and it stretches you beyond where you are.
Beyond that comfort zone.
So I'm telling my son-in-law this weekend, we're all volunteers. It's true. A big difference. The talks might be.
I was listening to a podcast this morning, and he was talking about growth, and there's no comfort in growth, and there's no growth in being comfortable.
That's Adam's theme at the moment. So yes.
I bet.
So I've always tried to make the time, and I've seen the Lord use the time that we schedule for him. For sure, he'll put people in your path. So if you schedule the time, he will use it.
Right. And if you include in your opening prayer for the morning, your morning prayer, asking Heavenly Father to help you know who needs
for sure
to be served or to put people in your path, he will make it happen.
So yeah, it's one of those where you've got to write them down to remember later, because sometimes it's just phenomenal, the stuff in an hour that you can see his hand in.
Accomplish. Yeah, I also love serving in the church, and I've had some fun callings and I've had some stressful callings, and definitely serving, doing anything with the youth is like the best. Love serving the youth. But you also know, if you know me, you also know I am not a fan of having meetings for the sake of having meetings. I am with Bishop Casse on that. Are we meeting ourselves to death? Yes. But I am really mindful of the Lord's time. And so if I meet with someone and say it's going to be a 45-minute meeting, I set my timer and we consecrate that time to the Lord and doing all of the things that need to be done. And it astonishes me how often we can get everything done in 45 minutes. And if there is something that doesn't get taken care of, then we push it off to texting each other, emailing each other, calling each other during the week until we meet again for another 45 minutes or an hour or whatever it is. It's usually an hour with catching up and all that stuff, and then 45 minutes of meeting time. But Yep. Right now I'm serving as the primary pianist, which is like the best calling. I love it.
Well, I was going to say my favorite calling was primary chorister.
Primary chorister is fun
favorite
too.
calling.
My absolute favorite was serving in any calling with young women's, which I've had a lot. It's my favorite.
So yeah, right now I'm finding the women is where I need to serve. So
yep, it is. You have had so many reliefs.
They're in the Ward Relief Society. So in 3 different wards.
That's crazy.
Apparently there's something I still need to learn. But it's been phenomenal.
I think also that you have so much to offer. You have such a big heart. And like you said, excuse me, like you said, you love serving, and there are women in your area that need to be served. So Heavenly Father, He's smart.
Well,
He knows where
loved
you're
it
needed.
and appreciated His trust in me to do this.
Yeah. Isn't that humbling?
Oh, for sure.
You had mentioned making time for the temple, and that's one thing Paul and I, probably about 2 years before the pandemic, we had finally gotten it into our schedule that we were going every week. I do not know what's going on with my throat today. Sorry. Yeah, it must be allergies. But so we got in the habit of going weekly, which was great. And then the pandemic happened. And then we were slow to get back to that weekly temple attendance after, but we're back there again. And that day moves depending on callings. He was in the bishopric for 4 years. And so we could not go on Tuesdays, which is my favorite day because it's Temple Tuesday. But we had Temple Thursday and Temple Wednesday and Temple Friday. But we're back to Temple Tuesday because he's not in the bishopric anymore. And I love it. And there are a few times when we've had to cancel for the week because of surgeries or projects that are going on. But for the most part, we're at the temple every Tuesday, and the blessings that come from being there and making that time are amazing.
So true. Yeah, Adam and I try to get there twice a month, but it's been interesting as we've not had a temple here, and we had to go up to Cedar or get down to Vegas. It sometimes was easier to go that far than the 10 minutes to the temple right here.
I think it has to do with the commitment, right? Because if you're going to travel, you have to commit to it. You have to calendar it.
Exactly.
You have to intentionally make that time.
So I'm committed, and I'm going to put it out here now. Every Thursday morning, if you need me, that's where I am. Yes.
At the temple.
I can go
Temple
every
Thursday.
week. So that's what I'm going to do. And then Adam and I will still be there other times. But
okay, so let's commit to this then, to our listeners. Every Tuesday and every Thursday, Tuesday for me, Thursday for Kiora, we will post a picture, not a picture, well, not a post, a story showing that we have kept our commitment. We will do a little snapshot of the temple and put it in our stories.
Sounds awesome. Good idea.
I like
Don't let
it.
me forget to take the picture.
Yeah. Sometimes I have them. I won't let you forget.
So, okay. What else was there?
We pretty much
you had the cutest story. You got to tell your story about Paul and your kids when you went to girls' camp.
Oh my goodness, yes. Okay, my husband is amazing, and he does everything. He really does. He is a builder. He's a house cleaner. He's a cook. He's a laundry person. Like, he does all of the things, all of the domestic things, and then some. And I was serving in the Stake Young Women's and was going to camp, and my kids were little. They were like, I don't know, 5 and 3, something like that. Anyway, I thought, oh, he's going to get a good taste of what it's like to try and do everything by yourself. And I'm going to come home and he's going to be so glad and like never go to camp again. And I got home and the house was spotless.
Wow.
There was not an ounce of dirty laundry in sight. There was food in the fridge. There was food prepared to eat that day. And I felt so defeated. Like, how come he can do this and I can't? Like, he still had to work and take care of the kids and get them to anyway, And I kind of felt really sad about it. But then I asked him, like, well, so what did you do? What did you and the kids do then? Like, who did they play with? What did you guys go do? And he's like, well, I didn't have time for that. I was too busy doing all the other things, doing the laundry and the cooking and the cleaning. So I was like, yes, he can't do it all.
That's awesome.
But it was cute that he wanted me to be able to come home and not be stressed about having things like jumping right into life. I could just clean up myself, clean up my camping stuff, and then relax with the family, enjoy family time.
Awesome.
So, and I have to put a plug in for him. He is always supportive in all of my crazy, like, ideas of starting businesses and just wanting me to be successful. He supports every crazy idea I have, which I love.
Yeah.
Even if I'm like, ooh, let's paint the living room. Okay. Which I do a lot. I feel like, oh, I need to paint.
I know. I love painting. I'm committed not to paint in this house. But no, I can't do it without my husband either. Mm-hmm. So he's the backbone.
Yeah.
And so supportive as he is, our behind the scenes for our podcast.
I know. Thank you, Adam.
So grateful. And we're going to do a husband podcast.
I know. 2 or 3 down. In just a few weeks.
So it'll be super fun.
We're headed down to spend some nights playing and having fun and recording podcasts.
So that'll be so fun to get them on.
Yeah. So it's going to be great.
Okay. So,
all right. I think that it would be really fun if our listeners could go into the comments for this podcast or on our Instagram, on our post for this podcast, and throw in your suggestions on how you manage your homes in the comments, so we can learn from you. And so we can get to know you. We want to get to know our listeners, and maybe we can share some of those things
from each other. Try things.
Get some feedback.
So that's a great idea. So we'll put some of our hints on our Instagram, some of our secrets that we found over the years, and please add to it.
Right. Yes. And my closing thought for the podcast is to get outside of yourself and just put yourself out there to find new friends and to make new connections, and to start your day off with a prayer, asking Heavenly Father how you can be of service to someone, or to put into your mind a thought of somebody, their name specifically, of who needs you and what you can do for them. And then follow up on those promptings. If you have a name pop into your head, or if you have a feeling about something, act on it.
Beautiful. Okay, thank you. We will see you guys next time. We love you.
All right. Have a great week. Love you.